to David for happiness. In what world is Jax Taylor saying now? So, Jax and Tom Schwartz are capitalizing on Sandoval. They do this bar crawl thing where I think like the VIP ticket's like $500 or something, where, yeah, you can hang it. Listen, it's a great thing if you're coming to LA. I get it. I'm sure. By the way, if anyone listening purchased this and went on it, they're doing another one. Let me know how it went. But it's Schwartz and Jax, and they end at Jax's sports bar, of course, but they go to Sir, they go to Tom Tom, and it's a brilliant idea. And they really should stop by something about her. And they end at which is right there near Tom Tom, and they end at Jax's bar. Also, Schwartz and Jax are doing a live show. They're coming to City Winery in New York City. I will be sitting that one out. And they're going to Philadelphia. More power to them. If someone was at one of these, this bar crawl thing you do with them in LA, and apparently Jax was saying that it came up that he slept with Brandy Glanville and Ramona. First of all, listen, personally, I like Jax. I have sat down with him before and chatted. I don't believe anything out of Jax's mouth. Having said that, I think Jax is like Spencer Pratt, and I mean that as a huge compliment. I think he knows what he's doing. I think he is producing the Valley from the inside out, the same way people say that Kyle produces Beverly Hills, and I mean that as like a positive. And I think Jax, there's nothing like, I mean, you're an idiot if you're a reality star scorned and banned, and then you get a chance to come back and you don't make the most of it. I mean, Jax is, by the way, I am bleeding profusely from picking a mosquito bite. Let me tell you something. I guess Bethany has a lot to say about the Hamptons this summer. Let me tell you something about the Hamptons in the summer. You go through a series of bugs. I mean, now I see like, do you ever hear of a roly-poly? I've never heard of a roly-poly until last season. Now I see them and I'm like, oh, it's a roly-poly. Last summer, I was ready to like move out of my home. They're like these little things, and if you pick it up, it's in a ball and it's an actual bug that moves around. But we have that, we have this, we have that. Well, anyway, it is heavy mosquito season here, and I am so fucking bit up. Okay, well, anyway, my point is, Jax said he slept with Brandy and Ramona. Brandy has come out and said, I have never, in all capitals, hooked up with Jax Taylor ever. I will say it. I've said it before. I feel the one thing Brandy is not is she is not a liar. She's been on this podcast. I will reissue my chat with her. A lot of people have asked, where is it on the back feed? I will find it. I will reissue it. And I believe Brandi. Listen, I believe Brandi with everything. I believe her with the Carolyn Manzo situation. I believe her. I don't think Brandi lies. I think the opposite with Brandi. I think Brandi can't control herself. She opens her mouth and she speaks kind of like me. I mean, if I say it, I mean it in the moment. So people drive themselves crazy. They're like, wait a second, you said you hated Teresa 3 days ago, and now you're saying you hate Melissa and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, in the moment, you look at the facts, you give an opinion. So I believe Brandi. I think that why would she lie about this? Brandi has slept with the whole world. I mean, Brandi is on Watch What Happens talking about her sexual exploits and what position she likes. And she's talking about pegging. So, I mean, I just don't think Brandi would lie. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with sleeping with Jax. I mean, you could do a lot worse, darling. So, I think I believe Brandi. Ramona has not commented. Do I think Ramona and Jax slept together? I mean, probably, right? I mean, Ramona, there's a horny bitch. I mean, she has Bill now. I mean, and she's in the Hamptons. And by the way, Ramona's living her best life. Ramona, you know how I say all the housewives are broke? I mean, Ramona is 67. The thing about like, and I've always said this too, talk about this on the weekends when I do my business consulting. I feel, and I've always said this, it's not how much money you make, it's how long you make that amount of money. So Ramona has made a gazillion dollars on the damn show for 13 years. And she had money before that she made. She has the Hamptons house. So Ramona, she's done. She don't care. She doesn't want to come back to Bravo. Yeah, of course, if there's a paycheck, she'll come back. But Ramona's done. She's 67. you know, if you're lucky, we just talked about Shannon. Ruth Westheimer died at 90 something. Let's say at 67, chances are you're around for at best 20 more years. I mean, hopefully longer, but she doesn't need to make money anymore. So Ramona's living her best life. But do I think Ramona slept with Jax? Probably. Do I think Jax just says anything, whether it's true or not, because he knows how clickbait works and headlines, and he doesn't care because he's back on the valley and he's getting a paycheck for his son? Yes, 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 yes. And do I believe Brittany that she didn't sleep with him? I do. RHOC is back in our lives, guys. And I did the recap. We're going to be doing the recaps on Patreon. We did it yesterday. I will not go into everything we said on Patreon because you can go listen to Patreon. And a lot of you joined yesterday. So that's another thing I didn't realize, that we've done the RHONJ on Patreon, which will continue until it goes over. But man, so many of you are just hungry for lighthearted, fun content because more people joined our Patreon yesterday with RHOC than like the whole past 2 months with New Jersey. A lot of people joined for New Jersey, but I mean, a lot of you are just, I think, excited that Patreon will now be about a lot of other things and some inside information, but a lot of things other than New Jersey. And yeah, we're going to be recapping the OC only on there. And we have a lot to talk about. And comment if you're on Patreon, because I answer the comments there all the time, more than anywhere else. But I thought it was a great episode. The full breakdown of my thoughts are on Patreon, but 633,000 of you watched. So this is an alarming fact for me because this trailer was so packed, and we have 200,000 watching Dubai. But even with like the return of the OC, and there's nothing on now. Now, Jersey is back tonight, but we didn't have it. We have Dubai, which only two. So it was so anticipated that this epic Housewives was back and it was good. And only 633,000 of you watched, which is good compared to Roni and Salt Lake. It's on par with New Jersey, where we're going to do a reboot just because we don't know what to do anymore. But it's not great. So I really do feel people watching Housewives is on a decline, has declined. I still think it's the beginning of the end. This episode reinvigorated my interest in the franchise, but that's not a great number. So I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens from that. But go to Patreon, and will more people start to watch? I don't know, but I don't think that's so great as far as the number. I mean, last year we still had over 1 million watching. So that just tells me you guys are checked out on Housewives. I had Chef Stu on here. I talk to Chef Stu all the time. He'll be back. Maybe we'll start doing a regular bi-monthly with him, mix him in with Melissa